From May to September in Vietnam, it is considered the rainy season, or the monsoon season, or the typhoon season. I had never experienced this type of rainy monsoon typhoon season ever before. However, while I was living in Hoi An Vietnam, it came. One day it just started pouring down rain, and it just didn't stop for like 4 days. It was just pouring down like crazy, and it stopped. It ceased. It didn't really stop. It ceased. It stopped pouring down so hard. I made it outside, went to the market and stuff, and there was just water everywhere. There was places that were just completely flooded. The streets were completely flooded. In the old town, it was completely flooded. I had never seen any type of flooding like this in real life. Thankfully, my house in Hoi An was a little bit more on higher ground, so my place didn't get flooded. However, people who lived a little bit lower, their places were totally getting flooded, and yeah, some of them had to live on the second floor of their houses, and some of them even had to chill out on the roofs because the water was so high. Some people in the old town in Hoi An started taking people to and from the grocery store, the markets, by boat. They would come get them from maybe the second floor of their house by boat and take them to the market, bring them back to the second floor of their house or porch or roof. After about 10 days in my house in Hoi An, I decided to move because the house just was so wet. I mean, everything was getting wet. The air was so moist. My clothes, I was trying to dry my clothes for like 6 days. They were not drying. I mean, they would get to a point where they were just, now damp, still not dry. It's very, not so fun. Anyways, walls were getting moldy, ceilings getting moldy, pillowcases are getting moldy, blankets are getting moldy, like everything's getting moldy. This smell in the house was like, had to move somewhere. So I moved to Danang. And yeah, Danang was great. This place is great. I love my house. If you haven't seen my apartment tours and Danang video, it gives a little tour of my house. After the first storm in Hoi An, we had a few days to prepare for the next storm. People were bringing in truckloads of extra sand for the restaurants and buildings on the ocean shores. The ocean was so much higher, the tide just kept coming in and taking the sand right from beneath the restaurants, and some of them are, they're up on the hill, so once the sand's gone from beneath them, they're just crashing down. So yeah, they're bringing in truckloads of sand. A bunch of people went down to help put sand in bags and bring them over to try and build some form of barricade. So hopefully it would help these restaurants not, get washed up into the ocean. The flooding's been pretty bad, so they're putting up bags of sand. Hi. Up along the beach, so hopefully the water doesn't come on up over and flood too badly again. Ah. A lot of locals were there, and there was also just as many expats there as well. I went down for maybe just 3 hours to help out, and then I had to get my butt to work. So, yeah, it was a good free workout for a couple hours and interesting experience. Nice to meet everyone. I was in a section where there were no foreigners, so just surrounded by Vietnamese people. Not many of them spoke English. Some of them were army men. They sent in some people from the army to come and help bag sand and bring it over. And yeah, the restaurants are very grateful. Free coffee. I'm vegan, but otherwise, you know, free banh mi's, stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, I actually haven't gone back to Hoi An. I moved to Danang shortly after, so I don't know if the restaurant we were trying to help ended up washing into the ocean or not. I actually would like to go see. I'm gonna go very soon tomorrow on January 26th and stop by the restaurant and see if it's still there. Well, it's 3 months down the line, and it looks like it's still up, still here. So that's good. Looks like it got pretty torn up. This used to be really, really nice. Setting up all the sand around the trees to try and keep them try to keep the water from touching the tree roots and unburying the trees and taking them into the ocean, because here next to the ocean we've been losing a lot of trees falling over, going straight into the ocean, and also a lot of restaurants, a lot of stairs, a lot of sidewalks. The ocean's been coming up and just taking the sand right from the beach. After it was storming for a while in Danang, me and Miriam decided, you know, it's been storming like crazy for a day or two now. Let's go out and, you know, you're inside, obviously, you're not going outside. We'll go outside, we'll bike around a little bit, and just saw a little bit of the aftermath with our own eyes. We're seeing what people are posting on Facebook, you know, buildings crumbling to the ground, trees being ripped out of the ground, all just a bunch of stuff, you know. A couple people died in certain areas, not in Danang, I don't think, you know, but, you know, it was just crazy. And, yeah, it's only 25 minutes from Hoi An, so, you know, anything that's happening here is happening there is happening here. And yeah, I'm very grateful, you know, this house kept the mold out. And but yeah, anyways, we went to go see some of the aftermath, and this is some of the aftermath footage that we saw with our own eyes. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up and hit the subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this.